Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. We just got back from Demon Run last weekend, and we flooded the ACE. The same one that we flooded once before. But this time we shut it off as soon as it happened, so hopefully the damage is minimal and didn't get into the internals. We're going to tear it apart today and find out. Let's do it. We got a little bit of mud in the intake. The filter completely saturated. Oh, it's bad news. The seal, pretty much useless. Oh, here's a piece of it. Yeah, that did nothing.
Half.
Those are garbage. And I have a picture of it. Mud definitely went into the throttle body. I'm just hopeful that it stopped here and didn't go into here. We got the intake pipe off. We've loosened the clamp for throttle body to airbox, and I've disconnected the two wires, two connectors going to it. Throttle position, was it sensor, and what's the actual throttle body? Idle control, I don't know. Whatever these are. Now we have two bolts that hold the intake to the head, which are a pain to get out, but I think I've done it once on this machine, so it shouldn't be as bad. Pulled out the fuel rail, two 8mm bolts on that, pulled the spark plug wire out of the way. I'm still looking for a hex that'll fit in there, and that's not going well. What I need in my life is a organizer for Allen wrenches.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Because I'm just guessing. And take the spark plug out because I can't seem to get the bolts out of the intake. This will tell me if mud got into the engine. It's not covered in mud. That's a good sign. The last time we did this, remember, it was mud.
Yeah, like caked.
So we also took out this sensor, which I imagine is mass airflow, and it does have mud on it. So I think we got mud right up to the valves. So I really want to get this intake unbolted. I got it soaking in PB Blaster now. That was a substantial amount of pressure I just put on it. It did not move. Maybe it wasn't this one that I did last time. Maybe it was Floyd. I've had it off of one of them.
Yeah, this one.
Was it this one?
Yeah, because we swamped this one before.
Holy cow. It's so tight I cannot move it.
Oh.
There it goes.
Oh, please tell me that didn't just strip.
Well, something moved. The survey says it was the bolt.
Yes.
One down, one to go. This one feels a little messy. Oh yeah, that's a little chewed up. Yeah, there's grooves, that's why I wouldn't go in all the way. Ooh, okay. Someone, it was possibly me, tried to get that off before and failed. I know it was Floyd that took that off of. I forget why. But it was definitely Floyd. I ended up using that, and there wasn't enough leverage, so I put a deep well on there with an extension, and I was able to get some leverage on her. And it finally popped. I think there's enough space. Yes, there's enough space to do it. Not a ton of space, but some. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's bad. And that, oh, is also bad. Yeah, that's mud. Mud went down in there. Okay, sheesh. Eesh. That's not great. I could see a valve in there. It is sitting on top of the valves. Oh, it's... So I think by keeping the valves closed, it kept the mud out. There is a pool of mud sitting on top of that valve. So the valves were closed when the mud came in.
Looks like we shut her off in time.
I would agree. It shut off just in time.
Almost a hole in the engine and a hole in the water.
I don't know, man. He doesn't want to hear it, and I haven't said this yet, but I'm thinking we should pull the head off.
I'm okay with that. Anything to save this guy from a whole rebuild.
That means it's a lot of work. But I can pull all the valves out. I can reseal all the valves. Make sure all the seams are clean. It means a new head gasket. It means draining all the coolant. I mean, we're going right down to the piston.
I'd rather save it than...
But I think that saves the bottom end from any damage. I think we're all in the top end right now. If we take the head off, do a valves, take them out, reseal them, relap them. We might have to do your clearance. Remember when it was hard to start before?
Yeah,
It might do that again.
It just did it where it's finally to the point where I just tap the key and it starts right up.
I know. Well, we may have just messed that up. I think we're going to pull the head.
I'd rather do that.
Do it once, do it right, then risk damage and burning oil and everything. It's got a new cylinder and new rings on it, relatively. 1 year?
Yeah, close to.
Close to a year on it. We're going to pull the head. Well, I've got everything off the head. It only takes about 20 minutes, really, if you've done it before. I do another video in depth. But I am interested to see how bad it is. Survey says not bad. Looks like it just started to come in. There's a little bit sitting on top of the piston, but not terrible. Oh, it's leaking all over me. Oh gosh darn. Okay, let me put this down. Just a little bit. I mean, that's possible. It leaked through. I'm gonna have to lap these valves again. But it's definitely not like the last time where this was all fully just mud nasty. I'm gonna clean off the top of the piston. Let's go look at that. Not terrible, but I do see some rust on that side of the piston. So it did get down in there. I'll pull that whole cylinder out. We'll see if we got anything wrong with the cylinder. That's not good up there. I don't know if you can hear that. And some of it comes off with my finger, but not all of it. Looks like it might be pitted. Shoot. Well, I guess we'll be throwing new rings and cylinder at it after all. I could hit it with a hone real quick and see if it makes a difference. Let's try that. I didn't really clean up this upper outer edge at all, so I might have been able to get away with it, but we're not gonna risk it. We'll throw new rings and a new cylinder at it. Piston's fine. See, piston cleaned up nice. So we're gonna reuse that bad boy. But new rings, new cylinder, we'll be fine. And we gotta clean that up. And the new air filters arrived today. Yeah, I ordered new air filters before I even tore the engine apart. That's how confident I was. I got all the springs out. Let's see if any mud comes out of here. Oh gosh darn. Ew. Ew. Yeah. Oh, gross. Oh, there was more on the exhaust side. There's more on the exhaust side than the intake side. I thought that'd be the other way around. How did it get to the exhaust side? Oh, did it backflow through the muffler? Oh, yep. Yep. Here's the exhaust pipe. That's a new one. Backflow through the exhaust. Oh my gosh. We flooded her bed. We're all cleaned up inside and soaking in motor oil because I'm not going to be able to work on it for a while, but got all the mud cleaned up. Just a little bit of touching up maybe to do. Throttle potty, look at that. Looks brand new in there. Intake, also brand new in there. Valves, look at those bad boys. They cleaned up nice. Exhaust valves, these were cooked mud on there. But they are all good now. When I do get back in town, we're gonna lap the valves lightly. But man, I will say they had a good seal because mud was not getting down into the cylinder with all the valves closed. I'm glad the engine stopped where it did with all the valves closed, so it didn't let oil drip down into the crankcase. But yeah, we should be good. Like I said, doused in oil because it'll be like a week and a half before I get to work on this. All the parts are on order. They'll be here in a couple days, so we are done for right now. I am back from my trip. Had James do a couple things while I was gone. First was remove the cover. Oh my gosh, look how nasty that is. That was 100% full of water, I'm gonna say, because the intake's up here, or should I say the exhaust intake? I don't see, but it's all the way up to the top. So that is pretty nasty. What else did we do? We also took out the rest of the airbox, got that cleaned up, sitting somewhere in the garage. Oh, there it is. There you go. All cleaned up over there. He didn't do the other part, but we'll take care of that. But my parts came in while I was gone. So we have new piston rings. Molly, that's interesting. I got new seals for the airbox. They're just a terrible design. They don't seal well, but we'll do what we can. New head gasket, new base gasket, and a new cylinder. So that should be everything we need to start putting it together. I'm going to change the rings first. And full disclosure, I did already take the rings off. Here they are. But we'll throw some new ones on there and get it back together. We're making progress. Piston is in. New rings are on. Gapped them, everything checked out. Lined them up according to the wiring diagram. It's like a parade going on out here. I'm working on valves. I just put, I don't know if you can see, I put the light. I put them in and did a bunch of grinding on them, lapped the valves. So they will all seat nicely in there. Some are a little scarred up from the mud, but they cleaned up. They cleaned up perfect. So we got all the valves put back into the head, and then we'll put the new head gasket on and put the head back on. Progress. Cylinder head is ready to go back on. They always come with two head gaskets, and you have to figure out which one you need. So I'm gonna figure that out before I plop her on there. I'm hoping I don't need to revisit tappets. Bug landed on it. Remember we set different tappet shims, I don't know, whatever, to get our clearances just right, and I just re-lapped them, so they might be a little bit tight. We'll see. If it starts fine, we're good. If it doesn't, we'll be doing those again. Looking good. Engines back together, all plugged in. Brand new air filter. Put the new gasket in the airbox. I mean, still not perfect, but better, right? Found that the intake has a drain right here, and it was plugged, so I cleaned that out. More crud came out. Got it all cleaned up there. What am I missing? I'm missing a hose clamp that holds the crankcase ventilation in there. James took that off while I was gone. And I don't know what he did with bolts for the exhaust system. So we're putting that on hold. In the meantime, I've taken off the clutches. Ugh. There they go. Okay, they're missing. I've got the secondary, half of the secondary. I'm just taking them apart, cleaning them up. These were packed full of mud. Really, really bad deal. Got that one there. I power washed everything. Set them out in the sun to dry off. Hopefully save them. The primary has quite a bit of rust on the rollers, so I don't know. We'll have to clean that up. I'll get the secondary done first, and then I'll disassemble that primary. And hopefully it's not too bad. Clutch is as clean as I can make it. Got good surfaces there and there. I worry about the bearing. It moves free. Everything seems okay with the bearing itself. It just has that layer of nastiness on it, which I don't really like all that much. I also have pretty rusty rollers. They all spin. I've soaked them in WD. I don't know. Put WD on it, let it sit for a while, blew it all out because you don't want oil floating around inside your clutch. Time will tell on this thing. She might be spent. I might have to get some replacement parts, but we'll send it. Maybe it'll self-clearance. This one, probably okay. Same thing. Polished them up best I could. Clean that all up. Should be just fine. We're on the home stretch now, getting an oil change. Exhaust is back on. Muffler reinstalled. Engine's fully back together. Airbox is back together. Everything is looking good. So oil is draining right now. Then we'll top it back off. I haven't changed the filter yet. We're just gonna run it a little bit with the old filter and then do a full oil change. So we should do a test fire here in just a moment. Topped it off with oil. Coolant as much as it would take. Did you close the bleeder?
Yes, I closed the bleeder. You told me to.
Yep, close the bleeder. There's still gonna be an air pocket in there, so we're gonna have to watch the temperature real close. Clutch is back on. I washed the belt real good. I don't know. That might be a problem later. Go ahead and shut it back off. We gotta prime the fuel system. Back on. Back off. Back on. Alright, put on the brake and see if it starts.
This is the scariest part.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
A little bit of moisture still in that muffler.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
I just washed it.
It is idling. That's good.
I really like the cheese too.
Alright. And the secondary is sitting still. I was worried about it moving. It's not. So we'll let it warm up before we give it some rev testing.
We're at 81 right now.
Make sure it's in park. Or neutral. Neutral's fine. Give it a little rev. Let's see what the clutch does. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. That off? Alright, do a little more. More. Okay. Seems to be responding well. Don't rev it, just put it on heavy throttle, like middle throttle. exhaust. Oh, gross. Fell off the arm of my chair. Fan is running, temperature's coming back down. Fan just shut off. I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna let it do 2 more fan cycles before I shut it down. I've been revving it up and down real slow. I break in right. That was 3 fan cycles, and everything seems fine so far. I was really worried about the clutch, but it seems operational. Really, the only test is to get out there and drive it. So we're gonna call it for tonight. Going and eat. Then I'm gonna have him put the rear bumper back on and everything else, clutch covered, very carefully. And then I'll take it on a test drive. See how it does. So far, so good. I'll check the coolant tomorrow too. It's been a few days, but it's all back together. Clutch covers on, rear bumper. I also topped off the coolant. It was down just about that much in the reservoir. Not bad, so we did bleed most of it out. So that's topped off. I'm gonna take it out on a little test drive. James is off at school, so the perfect time to take it out for a test drive and see how it does. Get a good heat cycle into it. I'm gonna grab a couple cameras and off we go. Before we get too carried away, let's see if it starts up normal. So if it doesn't start up normal, then we're gonna have to do different tappets, different shims. That's pretty good. It still might wear down over time, but we'll see. I'm gonna get this up to temperature before we take it out. I was just checking the mileage. It's at 3501 right now, and it's had 2 rebuilds. That's not a good run. But the other one, Floyd, I think has more on it than that, and hasn't been rebuilt once yet. So it's all about how you treat it. All right, taking off in just a minute. Going nice and slow, varying the throttle for the first bet. And I'm checking behind me frequently to make sure there's no trail of oil. That would be a bad thing. So far, so good. It always stinks just after you rebuild an engine from all the oil and everything on the outside of it. That's okay. Since that storm. Jeez. A lot of sticks out here. Alright, well, we did it. I'd say that's a successful rebuild. Dwight's got the green light. I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. I don't see any blue smoke coming out. So I think we're in darn good shape. All right, I just got to check all the other ones, make sure we're ready for the next trip, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber, especially you members. You guys are amazing, and we really appreciate the support. As long as you're here, leave us a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, but really helps us out a lot. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I reply to every comment I get. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I hope I'll see you here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.